Welcome to the Happy Room. Hello everyone,
Hi.
and we're here again, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. We're on to our second episode, and
We're gonna be sharing how it feels like to be in year one of your marriage, or as we call it, our adjustment period. Is it gonna be the same,
when you were girlfriend, boyfriend,
correct? Or is it gonna be a little different now that you're living in under one roof?
there are so many responsibilities to tackle. Ito ba ng tackle, Han?
So,
As I mentioned sa atong first video, di ba, I said, ma-shock mo sa...
what's next?
Yeah,
Right.
how it
So,
feels like to be married.
correct. And as they say, you will definitely get to know your partner once you get to live together in or under the same roof.
Yes.
Yes, right? Year one is different. It's, for a lack of a better term, borderline nightmarish.
As in.
Yes. Where you really get to fight a lot or argue about anything.
Yeah, even the very little things.
Yes. Right? At the same time, we want to share what are the, common things that,
We fight about.
yes, we fight about and we feel nga,
Daghang makarelate.
correct. And for those nga that are experiencing their adjustment period, and if you feel like, did I make the right decision? I will tell you, yes, you did. So don't be afraid. We've been through it. A lot of folks, our couples are going through it now. So you are not alone.
Yes.
Okay?
So the first one is who does who? Who does what? So number one is who does what?
Right. Who does what?
Ikaw explain.
Okay. Sige, who does what? This is one of the common things that couples during their year one argue about. As simple as doing chores.
We'll cook the breakfast
Correct.
or make the coffee.
Correct. And probably, the first few days nila, okay pa, murag, let me serve you, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
A few months later, mura na siya o ka ng kapuya.
Yeah.
Mura na ba? Or who washes the dishes,
Yes.
who washes the clothes.
Yes. Because you can't just give it all to the wife, right? That's so not fair.
That's so true.
So, common misconception nga, when you get, especially sa men, when they get married, the wife will take care of them, will make the
Correct.
home.
Correct.
And then when they
live under the same roof.
and where are you looking at? You look at the camera. Fairy tale for the men, no? When they get married, someone will serve them.
We're living in a modern age. It's not always the case where the wife serves the husband all the time,
Yes.
right? From chores, etc. Right? You have to understand that before you got married, there's what we call.
Individuality.
My mistake was I was a little selfish. I go to work and she's supposed to serve me. I was unfair to her ba nga. Kanang, no, it should be kuan when I get tired or kanang mga chores, ikaw na ana.
Before, of course, okay, I'm enjoying it, right? Serving the husband, but there are also times nga kanang grabe naman yung murag abuso.
If you have that mindset nga murag wife should serve the husband, period, diba? It's a little unfair for the wife. Why? Because like I said earlier, and she said earlier, there's what we call individuality where before you got married, she was this person, I'm this person, right?
Yes.
And there is no rule na after you get married, wife serves the husband, period. What I personally came to realize was dili di ay.
It's It should be like you work as a team.
Correct.
You should communicate if okay pa ba ang partner, happy ba siya sa iyahang, di ba? Kailan lain man taog love language.
Correct. Small things pa ganina, you're afraid to communicate because you're afraid you might offend your partner or you might be too demanding, etc., etc. But that's not the case at all. It's more than that is really the communication piece that you're trying to practice here.
Yes.
Right? Right.
So it would be better you to start nga make him your best friend or make her your best friend. Put everything on the table and then discuss and then you weigh things all the time. Put
Right.
yun. Yes.
Year 1, during your adjustment period, the who does what, talk about it, and decide together. Right? It will not be smooth sailing when you discuss. Okay, you have your own preferences. But the important thing here is communication. Whatever the decision is, the respect should always be there.
True. I think that's the most important thing.
Daba. Right? So there. Okay?
Yes. And the number 2 would be money talk.
Money is the most
Sensitive.
topic. Even now, we're very careful in terms of
Yes.
explaining it to everyone. But to be safe, we just wanna siguro stick to our experience
Yes.
about money. There's a thin line.
Yes.
Diba?
We moved to our first home. There are so many expenses that we're trying to make ends meet. And it came to a point we fought about it already because the other person wants to know the budget, where the money goes, to make sure nga, why man short, diba?
Right. Sige, ka-short gila to.
Yes.
In other words, ba?
Yes.
First it was, sige lang, kaya ra. But later on, during our year 1, from saying, kaya ra ni, to becoming a little frustration, to the point where I wasn't in the mood anymore, we didn't talk about it.
It's not opening up nga.
Right.
That's the problem na di ay.
Right. We didn't want to talk about it, kaya marag, are we gonna fight?
Yes. About money, diba?
Right. We were in denial because of the frustration that's piling up. We had our first big fight. So what did we do? We had to have a plan.
Yes.
Takta mo, saan magiging na to? Okay, we know that we're short. We know that this is the case. What are we gonna do?
We cut everything out, like drop the freedom, gani honey.
Set aside the individuality piece just for the money ba?
Drop the pride siguro. The mindset that you have, na feeling ni mo, hala, ihatag na ko tanan sa iya. Ihatag niyo tayo yung money and then set a budget. Pila man yung allowance every week.
That's
Pila ang
a big
grocery every week. So add them, dili kay imuhat. Let's say we were 20,000 and then muhatag ra ka o kani kurente, kani tubig.
Before we had that big fight, that was our setup. No?
Yes.
Nga murag, okay, ako sa kuryente, sa phone, tubig, she had her
Food,
sa food, whatever.
ano.
Ending, I had extra.
You still want to have that freedom. I think you have to drop it na po kay married naman.
For men, pride yun ta. Ako, I was hesitant ko at first. My mindset was, shit, wala ko purchasing power, buying power to buy anything for myself. But later on, I realized ba nga sa yaha is, okay, let's combine it so that we can budget it properly.
Yes.
And when we have the extra, go ahead and buy.
The things that you
I
want.
was thinking all along, murag, she's
I'll
getting
get
the money
money
from me.
yes.
But she made me realize na no, this is our money.
Point is, team up and then discuss it all the time. Ayaw ninyo itago sa inyong partner. Especially if starting mo, ano,
Correct.
gamay na ba inyong money?
Correct.
Ayaw nyo pa dyan daw.
Right.
Money is something that I think most couples tend to overlook. Usually, ang other person, he would always say, this is my money. And then the other person would say, this is my money. They don't want to discuss it. Money would be the last thing you want to talk about. But we want to emphasize this topic to newlyweds. It should be something that you would be able to talk about in your first year.
And a lot of you guys will probably think money doesn't buy happiness. Right?
Yes.
That's true. I mean, when we started during our year 1, we didn't have anything, but we were happy.
I mean, most Filipino good would always say that, diba? If you talk about money, they would say nga, greedy ka or selfish ka. But
Right.
when you get married, you will realize that it's a very important thing pud good.
It's not the reason why you should be happy.
No, that's not what we're trying to say.
Oh, correct. But this is year 1. Money will definitely be a topic.
Your cost of your fights, frustrations. There will be expenses. That there will be responsibility. So you need to discuss it, put it on the table, discuss it, and how are you gonna arrange this, or how are you gonna handle money as a couple?
Right. And here's another tip. When you budget, lagi may list. We have an Excel file where we have all the expenses and then track na mo, paid, not paid. And then we look at what our potential savings is. We keep track para we know nga, okay, this is where the money goes. No matter what your setup is, it's up to you. But the important thing is, similar to the first one, is communication.
Yes.
That's the key there. Whatever you agree on, communicate, plan, decide. The respect has to be there. Follow through.
Help each other.
Help each other. And the only way for you not to argue about money is to talk about it year one pa lang. So there, that's the second topic. Okay, so the next one of the common things that couples argue about or fight about during their year one is
Barkada. Shout out sa friends ni Cholo diha.
For this topic ba, I think mas nadyo masulti compared to her. So kung mo gano'n siya, kung body mo gano'n siya, sa'yo nag-ibuya.
Grabe!
So naras sa balay.
Walay friends.
High school pa lang, frat na.
Grabe kayo ko.
Going back to year one, this is a very typical scenario where yun na mo, everything goes well, and suddenly, one weekend came, nanghid ka,
Yes.
pwede ko mulakaw, then, yun ang asawa, kasi mo ko yun, wala na dayon, siya kasi, magbarkada lang ako, God, ako niya sa una, ato ka na, siya nga, ano na siya, pero ikaw, pero yung deep inside nga, nag-mind na siya, or whatsoever.
Why man mo mind ang asawa, be? Because, naay daghang buhatunon sa balay. The chores.
It can be kay daghang bag chores, butang talang, it can be as kanang kuan lang,
Clingy lang is your wife.
O butang talang, or kuan lang yun, it's not really just that they don't trust, but really more on, minyo naman he's still doing this. Sa kaya may tabo dito.
You read my mind.
Yes. Diba? Marina na ba? Moto yung butang talang na. The reason is chores, but iligan. The reason is really more on, okay, why are you going out?
Yes. Ngawa ko.
You're right, ngawa siya.
And usually, when you were girlfriend, boyfriend, the wife can always go out. When you get married, siya na lang makalakaw. For some reason, amoa was because nanay bata. But sige, yapon siya, dugay makalat go ang guys.
I would say, based on our experience, I was insensitive and she was overly sensitive.
During those times, newly married, taking care of the kids, so many responsibilities. Tapos siya, he was not so focused pagani sa family.
Because that was my mindset ba.
Muana pa siya, what's wrong with you nga? I'm very faithful, I'm a good husband, I work hard. And then, go out lang ko, mag-away na ta. That's how he thinks during that time. The individuality.
Correct.
For that time niya, yun na. Nag-away, balik-balik, where's my individuality?
At the same time,
individuality.
that was me. I was very insensitive. I thought it was enough na nagtrabaho ko, I give food to the table, etc. And then give me a break.
Yes.
Na ba? I failed to realize ba nga, okay, when I'm out, what is she doing at home? Okay, nasa sa balay, doing a lot of things. I mean, I'm not living in my parents' house now because we're married, and similar to her comfort zone was with
Not
her
the same,
family.
yes.
She's alone and she's also adjusting like me. And here I am, acting like kanang wala pa nagminyo, di ba? And not really caring about what she feels. So
Yes.
that was my mistake.
Yes.
We also argued about it. Kukay siyang argument and we decided to confront the issue
Yes.
and talk about the issue. One of the things that we talked about first was, and asked her about was, okay, nganong di man siya gaganahan? She brought up some valid points about spending time with her, the family, that I shouldn't be acting like a single person anymore. That made me realize pa nga, oh my God, she's right. You married her means you're committed to her. That's already for the rest of your life. My commitment to her, my love for her was very strong ba nga. Di ko ka-afford o I can't afford nga because of that. Himo na nun siyang issue. I started spending more time with her, kanang nakulakaw. I started to bring her along.
Yes.
Di ba nga nung di man ako siya, di ba, for guys, ba di man din yung asawa? Di ba? I mean, what are you gonna do there? Of course, nibawi ko. But at the same time, I made her realize ba nga, hey, you have your own life as well. I'm not saying na do your own thing.
Something that I've learned from him was, he taught me to take care of myself. Nga, maingon siya, Han, you go out. Sige, gina siya mo na, Han, you go out. You go with your friends. And I'm ako nga, kanong di ko ganahan kuyo grata. But and then later on, kanang, sige na, i-edge ko i-for. So when I'm out with my friends, I forget about about the things of being a mom, being a wife, and just be me ba. And it's something nga I learned and he made me realize nga bitaw no lahi ra pud ang happiness with friends.
Right.
So from there murag na balance out na mo nga when he taught me that murag I slowly let go. Diba?
Let go in a good way.
Yes.
Na murag, it's okay.
Bitaw, lahi ra pud gyud ang happiness when you're with your friends, and that this is what he's been telling me since day one nga about the individuality. It's something I've learned from him, and I'm thankful pud nga he let me travel alone, he let me go with my friends alone, and I appreciate it gyud nga bitaw no kanang this is what he's talking about. This is what he's trying to teach me.
Right. Like what we always say.
I think we always communicate yun,
Yeah.
right? Communication is the key.
For some, kana about barkada, you
Yes.
can opt not to stop it kung ang barkada nimo is bad influence po,
Yes.
diba? Or if it's something na para nimo that will keep you sane,
Yes.
talk to your partner, talk to your wife, talk to your husband nga, hey, this is nani maguni siya. The important thing here
Balance
is
it.
balance it up, diba? Night time for barkada, for friends, night time for your wife most of all, night time for your family. Do not let it go. I mean, don't take that for granted. Don't wait for it to become a big problem. End up you guys splitting, right?
Yes. Perfect.
Yes.
And
Okay.
so thank you so much for being here with us, and we appreciate your support.
So there. I hope you guys like our video and hope to see you guys soon.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.